Why, hello there, Exile. You know how all those channels do all those clickbaity, oh, best build of all time, oh, 400% more upgrade, blah, blah, blah. Ragebait Gaming. Well, this is the actual best build in the game by far, I think, right now. You can clear multiple screens by pushing one button, which is just hilarious. Let me know what you guys think about this being in the game with the state of all the other characters, which are like turtle snail pace. And yeah, I know I'm only on tier 8 maps, but I don't have like Kaisade, which doubles my accuracy, skyrockets my damage. My spear, I can still get double damage on that. My rings aren't that good, my helm isn't that good. I can still get way more damage, and I'm level 80, okay? And I don't have a 5 socket thing. I only have 4. So I can get way more damage. Only have level 16 gems as well. If you don't have a clue what I just talked about, you probably want to subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, so you can just copy the guide when it comes out. Oh, and a friendly reminder to like the video before you forget. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be nuts. I'm pretty confident now that this is gonna just stomp red tier maps. I probably will push into those later tonight, but I just wanted to show you this. I can't actually believe this. This is adding now like chaining and stuff to the projectiles. Wow. Just crazy stuff. And then we also are using Trinity because I was tri-elemental. So that's a 60% more damage multiplier there on top of things. Yeah, nuts. And I ascended too. Yeah, so crazy stuff here going on. And I'll show you how to set this up. I think you can actually clear without empowered frenzy charges if you have some access to the higher level supports now that I'm testing this. I think I'll test that out and try to put together some sort of quick leveling guide for you guys that are still slugging through the axe. When I have time, of course. I work full time, so I'm just doing this in my free time, usually when I get off of work with the little time that I have. Or in this case, during my lunch break. I guess I'm doing it wrong and don't got the whole streamer thing down. I'm supposed to be recording this and just playing the gameplay and then like shoving food in my mouth or reacting to somebody and just eating food and just shoveling it in and then complain about how hard my life is. I think that's the meta. Okay, map complete. What was that, like 2 minutes, 20 something seconds? Easy peasy. Hey guys, I'm finally capped on res! Yay! And we got our 3rd ascendancy last night on the stream. Yay! Double yay! Alright. I have some nodes over here. This is not necessary to the build, but I managed to scoop that up for 10x. If you can get this at some point, I definitely recommend it. Because it gives you increased area effect, it affects not only your heralds, but it also affects the seek range and the chain range of your projectiles, which makes them travel multi-screens away, which is pretty ridiculous. This is kind of what my tree looks like, all the way up to here, so I now have this, and I have this node. Good nodes, good nodes. All right, let us look at the skills. How did all those projectiles work out? Well, one, we have Gamble Shot. So basically, throw a lightning spear, it then splits into a bunch of little projectiles. Those will either then fork, chain, or pierce. Then we're using Volt. As we move around, we get these little stacks here. When we get to 30, the next thing that we throw is going to make it chain 3 times. If we roll this, it'll chain 4 times. So we're either going to get 4 times chain, fork, or pierce on every single projectile. I might just use Volt and not use this. I don't know. I don't know how good. I just added in both of these and it's wild. So I actually think if you can get the tier 3, I think these are both tier 3. Let's check that really quick. You just buy some tier 3 supports, chuck those in, and you don't even need empowered spears. Okay, let's see. Gamble Shot. This is tier 3. And Volt is tier 2. So buy 1 tier 2 support, 1 tier 3 support, and your lightning spear will probably just wreck stuff early on. Assuming you quality it. It'll only have 4 projectiles, but it'll turn those 4 projectiles into potentially 8 projectiles or something. So it'll hit, do that, then fork out. It'll be really good clear early on. And then you can quality it up if you're just sitting on some cash. You can quality it up with GCPs to get an extra 2 projectiles. And as you level this thing, you get more and more projectiles. Now, if it's frenzy powered, then what it does is it fires a spear that splits into 3 more spears, and then those all split into the little projectiles, and then all those little projectiles fork and chain, and then we get the crazy stuff. Then on top of that, I'm using both heralds, so that explodes the screen. So that was what you were seeing a minute ago. All right, let's quickly go through all the abilities. Infuse weapon, I have blind and cold exposure. I don't know what really to put on this because this doesn't have the attack tag. So almost everything that I tried, it just didn't actually apply, and I didn't realize that until today. So that kind of blows. I have bullseye because we have the accuracy ascendancy. So accuracy, good. And it gives attack speed because of a note on the tree. Perpetual charge gives us a chance not to consume a frenzy charge. Don't know if I need this anymore. And then we got the gamble shot and the bolt. So all the clear was done just basically by this spear. So we run, wait till this thing gets to 20 or 30, boom, throw, run, 30, boom. You get the picture. Then we have Storm Lance. You put this thing on the ground, and it's gonna go nuts, and with frenzy charges, it's gonna blow up on its own. Otherwise, you gotta detonate it like that, okay? So when you're leveling, you use these 3 skills. You're gonna throw these in the ground, jump on it so it could do that until you get frenzy charges. Or use the new ability to basically call things to get the frenzy charges, or you can parry things. I don't think you'll need it to actually clear. I think you could just use those 2 supports with Lightning Spear and you'll have a good time. Okay, we have Storm Lance paired with Blindside because we get the blind from this. Execute, so we do more damage when they're low life. More damage and more freeze buildup because I want to be able to freeze bosses much easier. That's going to trigger with Combat Frenzy, which gives us 1 frenzy charge with a chance to get an extra frenzy charge. Now, early on, I wasn't using freeze buildup. I was using increased area of effect. Sorry, more area of effect 1. Magnified effect. But now I have enough increased AoE that it actually was a detriment, it seemed, to have that big of AoE, so I replaced it. Okay, Thunderous Leap. This is the thing that allows you to explode the spears. It's an exploder. Master Exploder. Martial Tempo, because it's slow. And then Cadence. I think this is bugged. It doesn't work at all, but it should, in theory, allow me to jump quicker. If they fix this, I want to make it, hopefully, so at some point I could just jump like this and be faster than walking. I don't think it's going to happen because of bugs. Holy Descent, this just gives me a little bit of consecrated ground when I land. Look how laughably small that is. It is what it is. I think they messed that up when they made the presence changes at the last second. They just like reduced everything by 2 and it made it laughably small. You know, one of those many, many bugs that they have. Herald of Thunder, we got quality on this thing. Ice Bite, so I turned it into cold, gave it extra cold, and had it freeze. So I want to freeze so that this will generate Combat Frenzy for me. I also have the node that will reduce the resist to 0 if they're frozen, so this also is important because of that. But there's another part to that, and that is this Trinity. So I have this set up, so it's primary cold. My Storm Lance does primarily lightning usually. It is try, but it'll hit lightning. And then to get the third one, for the Trinity, I'm using Herald of Ice with Innervate, more shock, so this will shock and you'll see Innervate up. But also I'm using Fire Infusion on this. Otherwise, I don't get the fire on Trinity. Now, I wanted to put just the fire on Infused Weapon, but it doesn't have the attack tag, so it doesn't work up here for some reason. Really weird. That's also because this says on attack hit. So both double, even if it has to have attack because of the wording in Trinity here. Sniper's Mark. This is how you generate on bosses charges. I have a chance for an extra charge. cooldown recovery and less cost to it, so it's up more frequently. And then Trinity, I just gave it +1 cold, +1 fire to get it to the next threshold. So the way that this thing works is you get 100% resonance max on each thing, and you per 50 of any type, so you can get up to about 250 because you lose whenever you're hitting. So you get 250, so that's 5 times 11, so 55% more elemental damage. Yay! Okay, I crafted the spear myself. I got it basically with hybrid accuracy fizz and the attack speed roll. I threw on a greater essence and hit the flat fizz. Then I YOLO exalted a bunch and I got a crappy accuracy roll. And then I chaos orbed and I hit a low % fizz roll. So if we look at that, I have 64. Oops. I have 55 to 64 roll, which is the hybrid one, and then 52 to 64 roll. Really good spear. Probably would be like 10 divines to buy the spear. But you can do flat damage. You can get a spear. That's decent. It probably won't matter that much. These go way, way higher DPS. This is still a really bad spear. Okay. Rarity, very important, because we're not dropping any loot. So basically I wanted accuracy, life, rarity, any resist on this. Ring, I wanted accuracy, and then some life leech, because the spears do a little bit of fizz damage. It helps a little bit, probably not necessary. And then just life and resist, and a little bit of int, because I'm having trouble with stats. Need more levels. Stats super squished, especially because I'm trying to use this. And then my heralds, and then I need high dex as well. Okay, amulet. I needed to get basically all tributes on this, so I bought it with life, all tributes, and strength. And then I YOLO exalted 3 times, and I hit crit bonus, which is amazing. A little bit of life regen, not bad at all. And then the spirit, which is amazing. Okay, let's look at my chest piece. I bought this with just the cold res. I double exalted it and got lightning res and life regen. So I actually have 50 life regen, which kind of mitigates most really annoying little like degens in the game. Not necessary, but nice. And then we have this one, another accuracy ring. So we have 400 here, 400 here, 349. This is a good chunk of accuracy, and then a little bit on this spear. Then I'm just using a shield. I really need to replace this. This needs to be a Lakai today, but I don't have the tributes. I need this 20 dex right now, and I need the resist at the moment. Once I'm in a good spot with that, then I should be pretty good to drop this. And what that is going to do is double my accuracy, and then that's going to increase my crit and my attack speed. Okay, gloves. This is the core component. It allows us to use Trinity, and it gives us a bunch of the cold. It splits it into all 3 elements, and this is like the core item that is necessary to be able to freeze that, and you need to invest in freeze buildup, which we'll talk about freeze buildup in 1 second here. And a belt, I just bought this today. I think it cost me 1 divine. I don't know. I think I bought it for 60 exalted. Can't ask for much of a better belt, if I'm being honest with you right now. Strength, 2 resists, and high life roll and mana roll. Then boots, 35 movement speed, most important stat. With the stat and 2 resists and a little bit of life, I mean, what more can you ask for boots, if I'm being honest too? These are pretty good. This was 2 divine. Then I dropped this when I was doing my first ascendancy, and it basically gives me rage when I'm hit by fire damage. Now, I'm hit by fire damage often because of this little cute node here, which converts physical damage from hits into a random element. So if it rolls fire, this will proc, and this thing is going to give me rage, and rage is more attack damage. So probably should run stun immunity, and I'm going to do that later on. I'm going to have to grab this for stun immunity later on as well. All right, let's look at my jewels really quick. So this is freeze buildup area of effect. I have this one, which gives me iron reflexes. This is magnitude of ailments, and then life and mana on kill. And that it? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got now. Now, I will be getting this one, and I probably will either get more freeze buildup or chance to fork an additional time or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get. Don't know what I'm going to get yet. I'm heading for these nodes. My Annoint right now is this because I was having mana problems. I'm going to switch that into this, but it's almost a divine, or was a divine the other day. And this is going to give me a chance to gain even more frenzy charges and put my max frenzy charges at 4. And then I might actually pick up these 4 points for 2 more, so I can get 6 frenzy charges, and I can just straight spam for days empowered spears. May do that, may not do that. Haven't decided yet. I'm definitely going to go down to here, and then I'm going to head probably for these crit nodes. I'm thinking about buying a really expensive like Kaisade with a corruption that gives me more block, and then picking up these block nodes. I might later switch my chest piece out if I can get spirit maybe on a bunch on my amulet, and then maybe I cut 1 herald and I go for the chest piece that gives me free acrobatics, and then I'll block and free acrobatics, and I'll just like never get hit by anything, and I can play like a full-on moron and just face tank everything. I think that's where we're going to probably head with the build, most likely. I think that covers everything you need to know. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll probably stream tonight after I get off work. See ya!